Mm-mm. Right. Hello, hello. I'm not going to press a key, I'm going to click. Like the rebellious bastard I am. Alright, so... Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. So we have done our first court section. Now we've sent the police off, or at least we're going to go find the additional bar of soap, I think, on the windowsill of Shamspear's lodgings to test it for the supposed poison. Their current plan. Let's go. Oh, we're back in our office to start with. Just my table again. I can lean. 22nd of February, 1:11 PM, Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Oh, made it back in one piece, just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Get down there, Mike, please. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There's so many carriages on the streets of London, you were very nearly flattened several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. With a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san, it really was. I was in awe of you. Oh, thank you. I know that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time. Let's see if we can't find some new clues for court tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. Is everything alright? I suppose... I still can't quite believe it, that's all. That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. And the Old Bailey, no less. Truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. That's the same way Kazuma spelt in Kiryu's name, I believe, as well, with the U in the middle. Kiryu Kazuma. Was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him? Yes. I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I've no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us. Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you. Right, today's trial. Alright. Quite a shocker earlier today, wasn't it? And the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand. I know. Not only that, but then finding out that he actually is a barefaced gas thief as well. Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Suzuki-san poisoning the tea. Careful of your phrasing, Susato-san. He didn't poison anything. And there's more to this Mr. Shamspear than we yet know, I'm sure of it. Mr. Shamspear certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first. What's become of him, actually? I was told that he'd be returning to the hospital ward when he was receiving treatment. Oh, which one's that? Let me see. Ah yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's, or Parts as Londoners call it. We know that place, don't we? Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which he was taken. Ah, yes. After Suzuki-san stabbed her in the back. Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone. Perhaps we both owe Suzuki-san an apology. St. Bartholomew's. Yes, we should probably visit the hospital later. What's next? Pick our brain. So, we know that Suzuki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question. If that isn't the culprit, then obviously... Yes. The poison surely wasn't in the tea. If that's the case... How on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamspeare's body? Yep. I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shamspeare's room that will help solve the mystery. What about that envelope we never end up using? Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over the place already. But it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think. Definitely. And I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap. Well, if we run to Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. Kazuma's wishes. Kazuma Asugi, the best friend I ever had, and a lawyer with such promise. You really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. The man, so. I can still picture him now, looking so fierce and determined in court. And then after the trial, that crazy idea he came up with. As a stowaway? Yes, you can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know. Kazuma, won't you tell me why? Why go to these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain? Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through the trial. That you really ought to go into law. Be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it. Believe me, I guarantee it. But I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, I can't force you, obviously. You have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world, the city at the forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes. No, that's true. I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, and one day... One day what? Oh, no. Never mind. Naruhodo-san? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about Kazuma. Yes. He's forever in my thoughts too. He changed the Japanese judicial system for the better. That was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right, but... Yes? I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. All clean? Nice. True intentions. Naruhodo-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions? I mean this. His katana? Never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course. This is the first time we've seen, like, hands from the first person perspective. Oh, I know. It was because I asked you to take it. And I have it at my side in court. It feels as though... it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Hi, Pearl. Karuma. That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asugi clan. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Rinosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. His name compels his wielder to slice evil in two. Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. Something you have to do? Yes. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. Hi, Leo. I knew you wouldn't let me down. What did he mean by something very important that I have to do? I had hoped the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet, I've not found a single clue. I see. Pain. Where can we head? We can head to the suite, we can go to the site of the crime, we can go to the hospital. We're gonna go to the crime scene. See if there's anything more we can pick up. 22nd February, Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor. Yeah, the little scrap of envelope didn't come up in the first bit of the trial at all, so must be some relevance to it. Hello, Gregson. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson. Has he checked out the soap yet? What are you doing here? Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually. The lawyer representing the defendant has the right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Yep, I know the score. Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With the tea in it? Yeah, we found it alright. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said. Let's go. I knew it. It's with the identification section. Fuck, at the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today. That's wonderful news, thank you. Gregson. Very impressive performance in court this morning. Sorry? Nothing. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here. Oh. If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh. That's true. If you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change. Fuck the 1%. London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Sasato-san and I are going to make it to spring. That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove. Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there. Yes, from all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted as you established in court this morning. It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it? Mr. Shams here must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose. It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. It turns out that Mr. Shams here wasn't eating the soup at all. That's right, the mystery of why he had it on a plate whilst holding a fork in his hand is solved. Yes, he prized his latest ice coin out of his mould. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two. It certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. Oh, cups? Ah, the ill-fated teacups from which the two men drank on the ill-fated night. During their heated literary debate, yes. Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? Sounds like it was quite a discussion. Now that I think about it, I'm sure the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison. Ah, here we go. Huh? He does have fish and chips in a cone, yep. He does indeed. Big man's Gregson. He's a London-based detective. That's what they do in that time. Or an inspector, I should say. That's fiction, Mrs. Sato. Let's hope it stays that way. There's the wee scrap there. We've already seen that. We haven't spoken to Gregson yet properly, but I just want to scope to see if there's anything else. Over the room with the fine-tooth comb. Oh, the window again. The sun never shines in this room thanks to that depressing bricked-up window. Yeah, with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set some soap outside, can't you? Sounds like a very wise life lesson, Mr. Sato. Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo. Make ice coins. Alright, let's talk to Gregson. Are you looking for new clues, Inspector? On Lord Van Zieg's orders, yeah. Don't come back till you've got something for me, he says. Oh dear, poor you. Yeah, poor me. Because we've already searched every bleeding nook and cranny in this place. I don't know what he expects, to be honest. Thank goodness for warm chips is all I can say. Well, at least he's honest. Oh, looks like Gregson has nothing to say. I'm assuming the only thing of importance in here is the envelope scrap, because it didn't come up at all in the previous one and it's still there, so I assume it's just in case you didn't find it the first time. Alright, I'm gonna go check out the where is it? What about outside Briar Road, I wonder? 22nd of February, Briar Road. The soaps. No one about? No one here, apart from the dodgy bike. We already talked about this one. I wanted to go to the hospital to speak to Mr. Shamsphere, but it's the only hospital location seems to be Miss Green. Oh, but we can go to the Gardeb's room. Let's go to Miss Green's hospital room. Maybe Mr. Shamsphere is also here. Rodent. 22nd of February. St. Bartholomew's Hospital. Recovery ward. Almost like he never left a plague tale, huh? What do you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance. Yes, I hear angry voices. Oh, there he is. Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily, thou art mistaken. I can't even remember the voice we gave her. Mistaken my foot. Oh, it was like Ashley Johnson, wasn't it? You were looking at my painting. The eye of man hath not heard. No worries, Lucas. Enjoy your date night. The ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed, the poison that mustached villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady. I wish that you died from that poison. God a mercy, ample lady, but thou seest I have vigour still. Behold my Shamsphere dance. It looks rather ominous, doesn't it? Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Shamsphere? Marry, I do believe I am returned unto another ward. He was looking, that's what he was doing. Looking at my terrible work. Oh yeah, a little emote I see here. Eastern fellow, so darkly clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you. But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? God. He's fucked up a spear. No, it's all... Oh, he fixed it. He's happy again, okay. Anon. Exon? What's that word? Mr. Shamsphere might technically be the victim in this case. There's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down. I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person. Ah, Miss Green, is everything alright? Oh, yes. I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now. Oh, I see. We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear. You're too kind. I don't deserve it. Really, really down on herself, isn't she? Rodent. This looks like the treatment notes for whoever's occupying this bed. Let's see. Do not permit to run around the hospital. Ah, it's Shakespeare, isn't it? The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so... he or she is probably running around the hospital then. Oh dear, how worrying. What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. This Shakespeare fucking about like. There are all sorts of medicines in this cabinet. I'm looking up here, by the way. It's blocked off. I'm not sure if it's safe leaving them in reach of everyone like this. Yes, you're right. I can imagine if you were peckish, you might try a whole bottle or two. Jesus. Well, at least there seems to be a little lock to secure the cabinet doors. I don't imagine that would stop you if you were hungry. I worry that you break the lock. Hunger doesn't turn me into a criminal, you know, Mr. Sato. What do you accuse me of? Another one up here. There are lots of bottles in that cabinet, aren't there? Do you think it's safe to keep them like that? If you were a patient here, I feel sure you'd take some medicine by mistake when you were half asleep. That is a worry. But at least the cabinet has a lock, even if it's only a flimsy-looking one. Oh, I've no doubt you managed to unlock that somehow while you were half asleep as well. There are limits even to what I can do when I'm half asleep, you know, Mrs. Hato. I can rip it open. Anything else to see here? I think just Olive herself. No tutorial, turn to your wrong. Didn't go down long enough. Oh no. So are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green? I am. Thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me? Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it? As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already. That's why she was, like, in a coma for the whole thing. I forgot that. I didn't get into the dialogue. What's that said? Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I'll look back on this fondly. Sasato said she was unlucky or something like that. Really? Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged. Oh yes, of course. Or take up your time when you're obviously busy. We're not getting a lot of these people here. This looks like the patient's treatment notes. Let's see. Do not feed. What is this place, a zoo? You know, I seem to remember seeing an almost identical sign in our local park. For the pigeons, yes. This is a person. Poor woman. I hope she hasn't read this. What a terrible place. London. Do a bit nighty crowd. Made in Britain. When Moss looks at the fire extinguisher that bursts into flame, huh? Let's see. Made in Britain. We haven't gone to see Sholmes yet. Fuck, there's a lot of places we can go. Let's go see if Sholmes or Iris are about. See if we can get their opinion on anything. 22nd of February. Sholmes is sweet. Oh, there she is. Oh, Runo and Susie! Hooray, you're back! Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am. You look just as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Oh, you couldn't have come back at a better time. I've just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups. Really? Thanks, Iris. Oh, it's me. Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what is that foul smell? Aha! The Wanderers return at last! Where on earth have the pair of you been? We've been in court? Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case? That was today, was it? I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes. I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. We managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least. Really? I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lord Van Zieks an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes? Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo. Not quite what I asked, but still. Mr. Sholmes. Whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed. That's the scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science. Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Where'd Iris go? Ask about Lord Van Zieks first. Lord Baroque Van Zieks. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts. Sooner or later, the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or, quite out of the blue, being set upon by a highwayman. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. All seems a little far-fetched, really. Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit. Time being, at least. That's not overly reassuring. Huh. If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zieks' own hand. As it happens, Miss Sasato, that is quite impossible. Oh? Why? Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi. Really? And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection. It really did end bitterly indeed. Was Magnus McGilded, was it? And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again. Poor Runo. I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky, or incredibly unlikable. Ow. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. Duh. Yeah. With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well as Miss Sasato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zieks seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese. Indeed. It is an interesting observation. Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes? Oh. It was about 10 years ago that Baroque Van Zieks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan. No! What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair. Damn! Oh, but... Tell us. The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe. He's gonna leave it lingering there. But what's the smell? What's he making? So, what is that indescribably foul smell? Ah, well. Most probably this, I would say. Oh, you can't see it. It's like a little blue vial. Oh, you can see the bottom of it. My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at the drop of some tea. Oh. Very coincidental, not time? Oh my. There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but it is merely, in fact, merely dyed leaves of drab flavour. Well, that's certainly unsavoury behaviour. So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris! Love her little goggles with the pattern. At the ready, Hurley! Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens? It's turned completely black. What a foul odor it's giving off. Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes and the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. But then it's like... You can't drink it. But then I suppose you're only meant to do a little bit of it, like a little bit of the tea. It would appear this cup was a particularly fine Darjeeling. That's very ingenious, but what do you do with that black liquid now? Don't drink it, don't drink it, don't drink it. Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you? There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes. Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam. Right. The point is, we are entering a new era of science. In the world of criminal investigation also. Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting times. I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Herlock-Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. This little tea incident was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science? Suppose I should find out more about that. Tell us more. So, your tea tests. Is that an example of forensic science? Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is of higher or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases then. Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels there. I hadn't even heard of them until recently. Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course. Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes? There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. Now what I'm researching is skin prints. Like something Dennis would say in Always Sunny. Meatloafs. Sounds good. And nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation. Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes. As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorless and black. I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. Interesting. Oh, why we squared up, huh? Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues. That's the spirit, Runo. I love when she copies his pose. See you later. Yes, until later. No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us. You were? Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action. Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might. Your commitment astounds me. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly await your arrival. Bye-bye, Runo. Bye, Susie. Bye, Iris. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we arrived in the country, in fact. Although I do yearn for a Japanese kotatsu. Putting your legs under a warm, blanketed table is so comforting. You be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't mistakenly put your feet into the fire, will you? You suffer terrible burns, you know. Iris. It's Iris. I worry sometimes about how Sato-san sees me. Alright there, Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes seems to be making funny faces at something on his desk. Thought he said he was going to come with us to Mr. Shamsphere's room. No doubt he's preparing something, Mr. Naruhodo. Something amazing! Slumber. And he's doing it whilst asleep. Is there no limit to the man's talents? He's like, bumped over this. If we go back then to the room now, will he be there, or will we have to wait a little bit? Oh, there he is. Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there? What a question indeed. Was it not your good self? You asked me to attend the scene? Oi! What are you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems. Is now the time, Master Sholmes? Are you able to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised? With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam. What's it gonna do? A wee pink chemical or whatever? His goggles. What's all this? Oh. All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah! Herlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mr. Shamspeare's cup. Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on. I see. There, now spray the chemical indicator about and all will be revealed. Spray? How do you do that exactly? A little press of space on the area you're interested in is all that's required. Like this. Oh. Ah, what is that stuff? It's like fog. A suspension of the chemical indicator in a pressurized gas is the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea. As you do. Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Well, nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. That's cool. The window, maybe? Yeah. Okay. Did he touch that lamp? No. He's touched both cups. That's part of the costume, I assume. Look, there are dozens of handprints here. Oh, there are a great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact. Oh, it sends a chill down my spine. Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired this picture? Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene, after all. Without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel. Oh, very true, Mrs. Sato. It's a bit of a mystery, then. What's behind the picture? Oh, shit. That is fucking spooky looking. Oops. Oh. Still something to find, I think. Nothing around the little scrap on the ground. Okay. Over the top of the window. Nope. He's like lifting that crate as well. You can see his hands. We're not like... Okay, we can't interact with it, you can only spray right now. Not on the soap, I wonder. No. Where's the other piece of soap? The one that was on the floor. He definitely like moved that. I think we've hit everything of note. Hasn't gone near this wig apparently. It's already all been hit. I can't get out. I know something's going on with that painting, but I can't do anything. Okay, there's something on the base of the candle holder or something. The handle of the kettle looking job. All around the window makes sense. The costumes. The box. The lock. Where's Sholmes? I can just fucking spray him in the face. Nothing behind that then, no. Thank God we have infinite amount of this chemical. Bump, bump, bump. Sorry, one sec. Oh. Can you be both? Oh, you can, right? I don't know if that worked. We'll soon find out, huh? Oh. Overwrite your mod badge, huh? Has he been touching the spider webs? What the fuck am I missing here? There's only so many places in this. We can literally only look here or back at the stage. There's definitely something here, but I don't know how to do anything about it. Nothing? We've like sprayed all the general areas of like everything. Well, you can change it if you go into like your visual your visual settings for individual channel. You can choose which badge to display. I'm not going to do my stream setting now and removing a user role. It'd be awkward to do. What am I missing? All we can do is move, look around, and spray. We can't. It's not as if you can leave whenever you're done. Like I can't. You can't get out of it. You start locked in. There has to be something I'm missing. The stove now. I just don't know how you interact with this painting. I feel like there has to be something to do, but all I can keep doing is just spraying it again. Nothing is becoming clear. Things are only getting more dubious. The brick window. You love it, eh? It's kind of sad that you don't get any like light. Had to read your bod set, did it? This is still a bod for me. I don't know what we're doing here. I feel like I'm missing something. Alright, let me go to my role manager and like. There you go. That's fine. Should be fixed now though. What am I doing here? I'm gonna be hearing this like loop of music in my nightmares if I don't figure out what to do about this pitting. Hmm. Reading the dialogue again. Very mysterious. Also kind of frustrating because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Reveal your secrets unto me, game. I want to stop spraying. Let me out. I don't know, lads. I feel very lost, very confused. Not there, no. What am I missing? I can't interact with the picture. All I can do is spray. Which makes you think there's something I also have to reveal. But I'm fucking combing this place and I can't find anything. Like anything that looks remotely interesting is getting sprayed. Table's done, the chair's done, the window, like everything is up imports. The hat, the costumes, all the clothes are covered. The stage, the weird box in the floor. Keep clicking that in the vain hope that it'll like say something else. Why else would both his hands be there? This is to like steady himself when he climbs onto the box or something like that, I don't know. To fill it with the lamp, maybe. Why both? Why both hands then? I really kind of want to know either, like, I feel cheap. I just don't know if I'm actually missing something, or it is this picture and I'm just not interacting with it right, but I literally don't have any interact options. All I can do is spray. Spray and move is the only thing I can do. There's something to do with this picture. Like, he's wondering why there's, like, handprints on either side of it, but I can't do anything to it. Like, I can just keep spraying it again. Oh, do I want to know? Is it the picture or is it something else? That's all I'll ask. Yeah, but I can't do anything to the picture. That's the thing. Like, I can just keep like, literally all I can do is spray. And if I spray up around here, it just goes, huh? 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 I just don't understand what the game is telling me to do. Can you take out the glasses? No. I've been trying to, but I don't think you can. Like, I can't go back, or I can't... Which makes me feel like there's something I need to see here. History is just it's just the text. Just like the transcript. I don't know what I'm meant to do. I don't know what the game is telling me to do, when all I can do is like spray, and spraying it again doesn't do anything. Let me see. Pipes for nothing. Wait. I had to take a glimpse of something because I was going mad. Someone said there's just the things that said there's another spot where there's loads of handprints, and they said on the second screen, that is in the rightmost screen. Look at all this here. Ah yes, interesting. A multitude of the victims' handprints. Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot? Oh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here? Multiple times? There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over the wizard. I wonder. Personally, I often stumble where there's nothing obvious to trip over. I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes. Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Now we're taking the goggles off. There we go. Thank God. Oh, there's like a loose floorboard there, I'm saying. Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin printed killer all over this room, didn't we? We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say. The handprints on the floor there. And on the wall by the picture, you mean? It's probably like a safe behind it or something like that, or like a little hole in the wall where he's putting stuff. Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment. Let me fucking Susato, we chop that floor open now. Ah! What is it, Miss Susato? Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped out. One of the... You mean... It's a secret hiding place? Excellent work, Mrs. Sato. So, what do we have in here? Oi, what are you lot doing? Inspector Gregson. Stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate there. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig in to your portion of chips. Also, we dig around under the floor there. Your fancy talks put me off my foot anyway, Sholmes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need. They're bookmarked ready? Oh, okay. Oh, my secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. Not a hiding place you can make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw tatami mat. No, I know, but I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there too. Aren't you curious? Oh. I'll investigate it once. Pull the picture off the wall, so Sato, let's go. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall. How disappointing. But then, how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that. Ah! There you are. A print for you. Photograph of the handprints on the wall has been entered into the court record. Traces of handprints on the wall discovered using the skin print seeker gun. There are multiple prints on either side of a hanging picture. Oh, thank you very much. His invention can make prints too? Now then. I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there. I'm desperate to know. So am I. Gregson? What have you found there, bite? I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath the floorboard there. Allow me to ask you, Gregson, now. After all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson! Really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there. Seeing as we're such good friends. The bulb gone. But yeah. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. I dismissed a dismal failure. Yes, I heard. Oh, I'd kill to know what was under that floorboard. We speak to him ourselves. Uh-oh. What's he found? New bulb tomorrow then, I guess. Alright then, fair's fair. What? You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in. Read, Inspector. Thank you. Let's go. Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. Oi! Stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Alright, what do you want to know? The newspaper clipping. Let's go. Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester. Oh, in Manchester Airport time. How terrible. It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see. But nature got him first. Oh my goodness. He committed a capital offense? Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000. A hoard of treasure, you mean? Jewellery and the like. But he hid it somewhere, and no one knows where. And now he's dead. The paper loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or some such was the headline. Does it not strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor? Is a little bit suspicious. I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go with the paperwork we've got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up. Capital offender article. A newspaper article about Selden, a criminal sentenced to serve, received the death penalty. However, he died of illness in prison whilst his loot remained undiscovered. Condemned criminal dies of natural causes in prison. Manchester's Strangeways prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes In the early hours this morning, he had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. Alright. Photographic print. Oh. This is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me. Well, that's Mr. Garadeb, isn't it? Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. Oh, it's just that thingy. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garadeb, the landlord, of course. But who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garadeb's son, perhaps? Perhaps. You can take the print if you like. Really? Are you sure? We can presume, therefore, that the Yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is. Ah, is that true? Who is it, Gregson? Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. He got you there. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. A hidden photograph has been added, and it's a court record. A photographic print found in Mr. Shamspeare's room. It shows the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, together with the young man. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamspeare himself isn't in it. Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garadeb was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. And the tin box, what was in that? Now this tin box look interesting, doesn't it? We'll say on it. Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yep. Funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamspeare, give us a clue, man. You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box. Yes, thin air. It's empty, rather like how I feel inside. Is there nothing more to this box then? I wonder. Is it like a puzzle box or something maybe? Hee! Tosuke's cat. Oh look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name? Can we remember the cat's name before they reveal it? I'm looking at it and there's nothing coming to mind. I'm drawing a blank. Fuck. It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. What do we call it? Wagahai. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. You know, like Mr. Natsume referred to himself in Japanese. What have you got in here, clever cat? Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai. Here's something delicious I bought for you from the cat's meat man. Little lad. Mochi. Meow. Num 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 num. Contented feline. Aw. Hehe. He couldn't be happier now, look. I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner too. Oh, he's making biscuits. Meow. That's a cheeky little meow, Wagahai. Oh, cheeky. Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever. I think he may not appreciate that after a while. We have an investigation to get back to. Wonder if Gregson will give us the box. Nah, fuck, he doesn't. Damn. I think there may be more to the box. Go ahead and get it. We can go to Gardeb's rooms. I wonder if we could ask him, maybe. If he's in, maybe we can ask him. 22nd of February. Mr. and Mrs. Gardeb's room. Mr. Gardeb appears to be out. Oh well. I suppose we just have to come back later again. Doodle-doo. More broken shit that has been firing at each other. Giant plugs. Okay, if he's not here, then... Probably the prison, speak to Soski. The last place before we start going back over some. 22nd of February. Local prison. L9. Oh, Mr. Natsume is back. So he is. Mr. Natsume, hello. Not doing well. Oh, so looking over his shoulder. Hi, I'm a cat. Sorry? I don't know who Mr. Natsume is. Herlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. I'm a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat. Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality. Trying to? He already has, completely. So, what is your name then? As yet, I have no name. Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? I'm not a cat. It worked. He's back in the real world. Oh, what's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that. It's obvious. My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate. Mr. Natsume, no. This morning proceedings in court prove that there's hope. Yes. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but... The Reaper is omnipresent. In court. In my lodgings. Here, there. Everywhere. What are you looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes. Yes, we must. Do you know who this other man is in this picture? In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No! Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today, being in that courtroom was the most moving experience of my life. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're too kind. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea just as we discussed, and are analysing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it, that's a solemn sworn Soski certainty. Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea when it's hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies. And at the time, you were both completely fine. As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspear then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. Mr. Shamspear. That rotten Shamspear. What have I ever done to him? You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently? I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything. Anything at all. Right. But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner. Did you know what, Mr. Natsume? About the soap, of course. What else? Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend? Stipend? Of course I am. If I had money, I wouldn't have chosen to live in a cursed existence in such accursed lodgings. Oh yes, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you? Exactly. Especially the room that I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts the place. And it's trying to kill me. Oh. But the capital offender from the newspaper? But didn't he die in prison, though? Well, they said he died in the room. Capital offender? Might I ask, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring scores of super soft soaps? We show him things? No, I don't think so. Ah, he can present himself, yeah. We show him this. What's this? It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shamspeare's room. Ah, so he knew, did he? Sorry? About this man, Selden, a convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings. What? He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another, a miserable mustached, much maligned Japanese man. That's like the Vogue pose, isn't it? The one where you hold your face, he's holding his face like that. Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Give us the dates, Captain Lavender, Selden. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now. At the time, he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Gardeb's house. What, he lived where you do now? That's right, yes. Exactly where I live now, in my very room. Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense? Before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse. What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume? It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison. A man died in the room. The man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger. He was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So that's the convict's curse, is it? Yes, well, that was the start of it. There's more? Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? The official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Gas? I only found that out after I'd signed the lease. When Mr. Gardeb came to tell me, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal. Lucky for Mr. Gardeb, maybe, but not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. Romance. Now you believe this curse is affecting you? It is. At first, I just felt as though I was being watched. All the time. And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They could come for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice. But why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. For some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. But that's terrible. Landlord's just like, fuck it, fine, just a feature. That's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shamspeare last night, when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's really more to that incident that can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Gardeb's rooms. Man's just trying to exploit his tenants, that's what he's doing. Wonder if we show him the picture, will he recognize this as like the previous tenant or something? Mr. Not much, but... Too long since I've been offered a present at the life. Oh, it's just like a. There's nothing, right? If it doesn't pop up, I don't think it's important. I think we need to speak to Gardev and show him the photo, but he wasn't in his room. Maybe he's come back now? Okay. One's here. There he is. You can show him the photo now. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Gardev. Right, bally business it is for me, you know. Getting out and about. Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance? Naturally. Fate of my lodgings hanging in the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss. The fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes. Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings, or some such. Ah, well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on, don't you know? Yes, I'm sure it does. Oh, Sholmes is here too. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago. You were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened. Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. I see. So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh? What can we chat to him about to say? Your lodgings. Now he's showing the picture at the end. Some fishy fellow from the Far East, and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bally curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here, then the next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside on the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. Am I next, eh? Well, can't help but get the collywobbles, can you? Collywobbles? When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shamspeare, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Yes, well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why? It sounds like the lap of luxury. I'm not sure about that. Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either. But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? I'm sorry, Rinosuke. A very naive look at the world, my friend. By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here? Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things. In case there are any mishaps or such like. I think you've had your mishap already, sir. That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes. Heaven forgive me. The words just came to my lips. Got a snooze? No worries. Have a good night. Later on. Some fishy fellow from the Far East, and a failed actor or chap of questionable character, eh? There's no need for that, Mr. Gardev. That's right. Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy. He is undeniably peculiar, however. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very same day. Never came across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were. I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. So, how long has Mr. Shamspeare been lodging under your roof? That failed actor chap? Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it. Only 3 months. He's quite new here too, then. And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Gardev, if I might ask? Well, it was that Selden scoundrel, as it happens. Selden? The convict, you mean? Do Selden and Shamspeare have some kind of connection, then? What has one got to do with the other? convict chap, Selden, passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other. Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face. The actor fellow. Really? Yes, I remember it quite distinctly. 'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspeare, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor offered erewhile for rent. Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. Already have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor room's vacant though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee. Those curls might be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor's taken. It's ground floor or nothing. Very well. We have an accord. Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road. Lo, a Shamspeare dance to celebrate. One character, huh? From what I heard in court today, sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in arrears with the rent too. Yes, the fellow was a bally player, alright. Thank you for your candour, Mr. Garadeb. We are most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe, put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. What's happened to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then. Right, we're going to show Garadeb the photo and see if he recognizes. Well, obviously going to recognize the person because he took a fucking photo of him. Let's see if he can tell us. Mr. Garadeb, could I ask you to look at this photograph? Excuse me, sorry. Is that your son who's with you there? No, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name. Duncan Ross. A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot. Just for kicks, really. Like a painter or something. See by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsume? Yes, that's right. He was the one who died of the gas then. Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache is waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap. Would you mind telling us a little more about him? The lodger's death. Yes, Duncan Ross. Young chap was attending art school. Had to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor room about a year ago after that criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes. Yes, well, anyway. It was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to at the time. So, sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. Smell of gas that alerted me it was. Yeesh. Ah, yes. Synonymous with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. But once we got inside, we all bawly collapsed. Because of the gas? Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed. Looking awful. So Mr. Ross suffocated to death? Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking up because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced and all over the house. Imagine, hey, keeping people safe, hey. Even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. That the stove goes out at night while he's asleep in bed. Well, that's the bally curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now. Someone's feeling defensive. Stinky landlords, get them out. Ah, that reminds me actually. Yes. About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady. A love letter, you mean? Yes, where did I put it now? Ah, here it is. Left it on my desk. Here's it too. If you'll excuse me, is it from the envelope maybe? Let me see now, what does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Mrs. Sato, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me. I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no. Sadly, he didn't address it, though. So I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. I see. That's going to play in my mind. But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. I think we should leave well alone. Yes, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, there is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Mr. Sholmes, please. I've already had to chastise you about this once. My undying love to you, my colourful darling. Olive Green. Oh, they're both art students. That's right. Yeah, it's the... Ah! Oh, Olive Green? The one who's plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside his house 5 days ago? The victim of the last case Suzuki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday? Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean? Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Mrs. Sato. I have to go speak to Olive then? Back to the hospital. It's Professor Plum with a candlestick in the library. Shit, huh? I should have known. Back to the hospital. Hopefully she's still here. The giant rat's on the ground, yep. Is she still here? Mr. Naruhodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves... Ah! What is it? That's she's in the picture, isn't it? That's him in the picture, Duncan. Miss Green. Oh, what's in it? What's the photo? What was that? She clearly just hid something behind her back. One moment. I'll be with you in a jiffy. She's got a little Eiffel Tower as her hair clip at the top of her head. Oh, hello everyone. What are y'all doing here? The doctor said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you doing? Just doing? Oh, no, nothing really. You can see it. You see it at the top of her hair. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright. I don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can't coax something out of her. Hospital discharge. I hate olives, hey. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Oh yes, I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat. She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. Right, we need to show her the picture. Does Noodle like olives? Whenever we were in Frankfurt, we went to get some food with Noodle's mum and close family friend. And there was a thing of olives on the table, and they were all fucking firing them down, hey? Oh. I assume so, yes. Miss Green, you were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. The olive theory? What's the olive theory? The bottle of medicine fell down when she did. Oh, Miss Green, are you alright? People shy still not working either, despite it being enabled. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to startle you like that. No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter. To you. Poor girl. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan. A year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved? Yes, that's right. Poor girl. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually. Oh, no. Oh. That was even worse. That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding. Oh, I see. And that's what led him to Mr. Gardub's. Yes. He told me he found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green. She looks desperately sad. I was starting to think that's just her look. But now I see that she has every reason to feel that way. To feel the universe is against her. Poor girl. Lost her fiancé. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but... would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon. Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. I assume that's the picture with Duncan. Mr. Naruhodo! Surely you were not about to leave. That's quite out of the question. What, Mr. Sholmes? I didn't realize you were here. But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the shadows as always. Well, make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this about? Something which occurs to me with some regularity, Mr. Sato, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened, instead of preventing a case before it happens? That is what sets a great detective apart. What do you mean? There is a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening. With nothing but careful observation. Alright. The dead rat! No! Look at the rat. The rat on the ground beside Sholmes' like hip has tasted the fucking medicine and died. Huh? All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look and you cannot fail to see. You can do, Mr. Naruhodo. I know you can. Was she about to drink rat poison? My mouse seems to be dead. Dead, look. I didn't notice there before, did you? I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle. What the fuck? But that's the bottle that Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived. You don't think... Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of the scene. That of a tragedy about to take place. You fucking drank her medicine and just died? Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before spilt out on the floor. And the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. Ah! I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. Jesus Christ, what's fucking going on in London, huh? Don't worry. I will attend to the mouse presently. It's not a mouse, it's a fucking small dog. Size it. It's Green. Were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? You take your own life? Ah! Once we left, you would have put your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison? No! Miss Green, please. Please talk to us. Oh, there was a note. It definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand, in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes is about to happen here. Perhaps you should ask Miss Green about it. Is she about to just like... Yeah. Commit suicide? Mr. Duncan Ross. Who would ever have thought he was engaged to be married to Miss Green? To lose one's beloved fiancé must be painful enough. But then Miss Green suffered that awful injury. And outside her fiancé's former lodgings too. Fate can be very cruel sometimes. I'm assuming Duncan Ross is relating to Bob Ross, maybe? That's the only thing I can think of so far. Damn. 10 seconds later and we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted. Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine? That's really sad, huh? Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctors come to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck this out when he wasn't looking. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains. I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought, if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow. Oh, please, Miss Green. Don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison. Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no. Oh, it's all my fault. What have I done? I should remove this from my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection? Sholmes got very serious, No, none. What does the card say? Ah, the envelope with the rip. We have the other piece of that envelope. Either the sender's name or address appears to be written on the envelope or the card. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital here. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 PM on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute. The 17th of this month? That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road. That's why she was there? Okay. And 5 PM. It's precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Salad, yes. A pub on the northern corner of Briar Road. Briar Road being the street that Mr. Gardev's house is on. Does this mean that... Yes, I'm sure you've guessed. That day when I was struck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day. I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. All the info coming out, Ty? All the pieces are getting put together? I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I told you everything. Yes. I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such painful memories for you. No, it's fine. Is it fine though? Miss Green. Please. Promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison. And I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. It might sound a little conceited, but, well, that's how all this has made me feel. After the perspective, just. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Well, it would appear we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today. Yes, it's late. And, Mr. Naruhodo, did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think? Details about Mr. Shamspeare, Mr. Gardev's lodgings, the convict Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see to the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway. I can't help wondering about the results of the analysis. Have a good night, Farrell. Later on. To Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean? Yes. Will they have found strychnine in it or not? Well, I fear that either way, it'll be hard to escape the grip of our friend, Mr. Reaper. Oh dear. Yes, Barak van Zieks. But I wish you every success, of course. Though I was late to rise this morning. Tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial. Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come? Indeed. Whatever happens, I shall be there. Assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning. Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. Let's go, team. London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people. But away from the razzle-dazzle, down back alleys and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk. Tosuke-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here, and so I felt honor-bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow will be a new dawn for all of us. Let's go. Will be continued into the next part of the trial. Next time, I think, then. Yes. Trial part 2. Okay, so back to the Old Bailey. Next time. We're going to leave it there for today, I think. I'm going to get a shower and chill down for the night. We'll be back with Ace Attorney on Monday. And then tomorrow we'll have some Yakuza, is our current plan. So, thanks for watching. We did a good bit of investigating today, found some new information, so we'll be back with the court part next week, which is always good fun. Excuse me. We'll see where this trial goes, how the story unfolds. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it as always. And yes, feel free to come by tomorrow for some Yakuza, or Monday for some more Ace Attorney, or Tuesday for Plague Tale. Have a good night. See you later. Bye.